down the street, he says, why am I soft in the middle now? Why am I soft in the middle now? When the rest of my life is so hard, I need a photo opportunity. I want a shot of redemption. Don't want it up a cartoon in a cartoon graveyard. And bone digger, dogs in the moonlight and far away from my well-lit door. Mr. Beer Belly, get these mutts away from me. And you know I don't find this stuff amusing anymore. But if you be my bodyguard, I can be your long-lost friend. Oh, I can call me Betty. Betty, when you call me, you can call me Al. Man walks down the street, he says, why am I short of attention? Got a short little span of attention. Whoa, my nights are so long. Where's my wife and family? What if I die here? Who'll be my role model? Now that my role model's gone. He ducked down the alley with some roly-poly little bat-faced girl. All along, there were incidents and accidents. There were hints and allegations. But if you be my bodyguard, I can be your long-lost pal. Oh, I can call me Betty. Betty, when you call me, you can call me Al. You can call me Al. Man walks down the street, it's a street in a strange world. Maybe it's the first world, maybe it's his first time around. He doesn't speak the language, he holds no currency. He is a foreign man, he is surrounded by the sound of cattle in the marketplace. And all around in the dark door, scatterings and orphanages. Oh, I don't find this thing amusing anymore. And if you be my bodyguard, I can be along. Oh, I messed that verse up. No, wait, I got it all wrong. It goes, he holds no currency. He is a foreign man. He is surrounded by the sound of cattle in the marketplace and scattling in orphanages. Looks around, he sees angels in the architecture, spinning in infinity. He says, amen and hallelujah. And if you'll be my bodyguard, I can be your long-lost pal. Oh, I can call me Betty. Betty, when you call me, you can call me Al. Call me Al. Call me Al. Call me Al. You can call me Al. Let's start the show with some applause for me. Thank you all so very much. Oh, I dropped my guitar pick. All around, there were incidents and accidents. There were hints and allegations. Mr. Beer Belly, get those mutts away from me. Rather than just winging it and not care. I would never wing it, okay? God, you're pretending like I maybe had the lyrics up the whole time. Whoa, I got caught. So here's the deal. I went to this website, Paul Simon's official website for the lyrics, because first... Oh, well, that's a spoiler alert for a picture we might see later. But first I tried to go to this, AZ Lyrics. Let me tell you, as someone who looks up a lot of lyrics for any number of different reasons, AZ Lyrics, the best. All right, it's the best possible website for finding your lyrics. I would never wing it because I'm not a crazy left-wing lunatic. I don't believe in this crazy left-wing mumbo-jumbo, like we need to separate the bathrooms, you know, and we not separate the bathrooms. Oh, boys go in the girls' room, girls go in the boys' room. No, we need to separate the bathrooms by pooping and peeing, all right? So the way it works, right, if you are a lady, which is to say you have a vagina, I'm not doing, it does sound like we're all doing kayfabe every single day. But the point is, if a lady has to pee, all right, she goes into the room with the girl with the dress on it. And if a man has to pee, he goes in that same room. But if a woman has to shit, or a man has to shit, or one of them they-thems I keep hearing about, if one of them has to pee, this is true, girls don't pee, you're absolutely correct. They just once a year vomit a pellet, and that's the only way they get rid of waste. What's what I was saying? So the pee room is the girl room, but boys, girls, they, thems, anyone can use it. The shitting room is the boys' room. And I think it makes sense. Shitting is far more masculine. Can we all agree? We do need a special, because that's the thing. If I just want to pee, I don't want to get in there and have to smell someone's shit. But you know, if I have to shit and you have to shit, then we're both guilty. Pooping is constant. Girls don't poop. That is, my friend, I have some research material I need to send over to you, all right? Because I have seen some things that disprove that. Anyway, I tried to go to A to Z Lyrics, and it kept having pop-ups all the time, telling me, you know, you can call me out. Boo-doo-doo-doo. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Now that I'm here on the browser, I want to show this to you guys, okay? Here is why I played that song, or why So I set it up as a option on the Patreon. Of course, anyone on the Patreon, patreon.com/Yossarian-Andrews, for $5 a month, you can vote on what song I open up the live streams with. You should probably get other videos too. I did one video where I was doing a crossword puzzle. Should I do that every Monday? Just do the Monday Wall Street Journal crossword puzzle? It's pretty easy. I know how to do it. Anyway, I set that as an option for people to vote on today. Who was it that said if your poop doesn't take at least 20 minutes, you aren't a real man? I agree. I think that was Andrew Tate, actually. But he was quoting Voltaire. So, was that an Andrew Tate quote? Great minds think alike, Scooter. Great minds think alike. That's what I'm telling you right there. So earlier today, this video just happened to find its way across my algorithm. I don't know why. It seemed to get across a lot of people's algorithms. It has, 225 roughly K views down here. And it's a Canadian party band playing that song that I just played way, way better than I did it. They're fucking killing it. I don't know. I got to stop this every couple seconds to views equals news. You're correct. So by definition, this is news. Now, it's not Huey Lewis in the news. Don't get confused. This is a Canadian cover band called Dwayne Gretzky. They have a few other videos, but nothing's as good as this. And here's the thing. What you're about to witness, and quite frankly, buckle up. Maybe get out the Vaseline and lube up your butthole, because it's about to get real. This is talent. In this world, I'm about to go on an old man rant. Can I go on an old man rant right here? No one has any talent anymore. You just go, everyone's an influencer. It sucks. No one cares. And it's starting to change a little bit. People are going to see movies they like. This was a real thing. I don't even have a cloud to yell at. I'm indoors. This was the thing, okay? It was really more of an Obama thing in a weird kind of way. I don't know. I like to divide time by presidents, even if they don't directly influence what's going on. You're an outfluencer? Me too. I'm an influencer in that I sell women packages to trim their labia because it's gross, women. Your vaginas are gross. And let me see them. Let me see them things. I'm getting so distracted. Yes, the point is, it was more of an Obama thing. I don't know exactly why. I'm sure someone could write a thesis about, the rise of fascism, forcing people to try, and everyone being a little too comfortable in the Obama administration. But I noticed it most with the Marvel movies, which is that no one cared if they were any good. Everyone was like, I don't know, I bought a ticket to it. Who cares? There wasn't good films being made. There were tons of films being made that were good. But the point is, this is just talent. This video we're going to watch right here. These people are just Canadians. They don't have rich mommy, daddy parents. As far as I know, they probably do, actually. Let me check it. Oh, all the names are blue on Wikipedia. OMG. No. These people can play their instruments. They can sing. And they just take a great song. And they just, quite frankly, and let me bleep this for the algorithm. They, quite frankly, fucking kill it. And the one person in the comments who was saying they didn't understand this song, you heard, oh my God, you heard the bad word? That must be a mistake. Okay, let me try it again. You absolute mother fuck ass shit. Fuck you ass shit, motherfuckers. Fuck you. That, I can't have that out there. That's too bad. No, I know you can hear it. I'm doing a bit. Normally when I do that and I censor my F words, I just pretend to say it like that. Okay, you're good, thanks. I normally just go like, these and if you read my lips, I'm like saying slurs. They're like really bad. It isn't fair that a Restream bot gets to take the #1 chat spot on YouTube. That is bad. Yeah, I should probably... You guys always want me to do things. I got to go and like press buttons or thank you for doing a bit, lamp boobs. We're all doing bits here. Anyway, someone in the comments section said that they had never heard this song. This is a very faithful cover. This is what the song sounds like if you were to just listen to it on Spotify or whatever. Except honestly, better. After listening to this, I went and watched a bunch of live Paul Simon performances, including the one, he didn't play this song, but the Paul Simon performance on SNL 50 where he sang, what was it, The Boxer, I think? Whatever it was with Sabrina Carpenter, who indeed is taller than him. Sabrina Carpenter is like 4'9", okay? I think Danny DeVito could beat Paul Simon one-on-one basketball. But God, the guy's an amazing songwriter. Married to Carrie Fisher. In her one-woman show, she was like, if you ever get a chance to have Paul Simon write a song for you, take it, because he's really good at it. And I remember that all the time. So it's a great song. They play it better than him and his band, which is a crazy history thing if you look it up. The album Graceland, this is the 80s. Kids, buckle up. Take notes. We're doing a little history lesson here. Graceland, I would say one of my 5 favorite albums of all time. If I could put like my 5 favorite albums, oh God, let's do it. So crazy after all these years. That was an early SNL bit. You're absolutely correct. My 5 favorite albums: Smashing Pumpkins, Siamese Dream, Weezer, Pinkerton, Pink Floyd, The Wall, Paul Simon, Graceland, and then of course Lil Pump, Gucci Gang, the single. It's the only single that gets on a list of the best albums. Now, what would my 5th one be? Maybe OK Computer Radio. No, Neutral Milk Hotel in the Aeroplane Over the Sea. Sorry, I'm a basic ass white guy. What do you want from me? All right, I'm a white dude with a beard like this. It is what it is. We all look like this. But Graceland, an amazing, amazing record. He had done a trip to Africa for some reason, probably to buy slaves. We can only presume. But he was there and he heard the music of this group, Ladysmith Black Mambazo, and he just heard a lot of different kind of African sounds. And so Graceland, and it's something that like, it kind of became a cliche of the 80s music thing, but he did it first and he did it best, where he brought all these world sounds over to help record the album. He didn't want to just steal their music. He actually wanted to have the musicians come and have them get paid. It's a great story of when they were performing on SNL. And I think Paul Simon has been on SNL as a musician more than anybody. I think. Check that. Him and Lorne Michaels hang out on Little St. James Island or whatever. But regardless, when they were Ladysmith Black Mambazo, like his black backing band, his South African blacking band during apartheid, blacking band? Hi, Betty. When they came over to do SNL, they wanted to go see Central Park, and they were like, all right, where do we fill out the paperwork so us black people can get into Central Park? And they were like, no, listen, let me tell you, all the black people getting harassed by police in the city would never believe you, but you're in a less racist place right now. Okay, you are in this place. To you is gonna look like, I don't know, wherever, where. The Wall is definitely better than Dark Side of the Moon. And listen, I love Dark Side of the Moon. If I wanted to be a real hipster, I'd go Animals. Or if I wanted to be a hipster, I'd say Animals. If I wanted to be someone who thought he was a hipster but really had just smoked way too much weed and destroyed his brain, I'd be like, Piper at the Gates of Dawn, man. That's the one I like. No, Wall is the best. Okay? It's the least happy record of all time. And there are records by people who fucking killed themselves afterwards. All right? You like metal? I like metal, dude. I'm a big fan of all the metal groups. Metallica, Avril Lavigne. I love them all. So Paul Simon brings over these musicians from South Africa while there was an embargo. Oh, I don't even know the metal. There was a Floyd album called Metal. I'm lame, dude. Is that one of the Syd Barrett ones? Just got a God's Pee album. Is that a metal band, or is that a kids band? Is that like Raffi fronting the Wiggles or something? What was I saying? Yes, a lot of trouble because technically we weren't supposed to do trade with South Africa. All right? It would be like if right now somebody was like, I want to get a bunch of Palestinian musicians over and then let them let's bring some people over from Hamas to make a record. Hassan Piker will produce it. And we don't need to check what the lyrics actually mean. We'll just let them sound off on this one. Indeed. You mean Made, Scooter. I like Made. I like sure, whatever the hell you guys are talking about. Oh my God, guys, you want to hear the least cool thing of all time? I might put American Idiot by Green Day in my top 10 favorite albums. I might legit do that. Anyway, let's listen to these talented people. They got dance moves and shit. Why am I soft in the middle now? Why am I soft in the middle? The rest of my life is so hard. I need a photo opportunity. So a couple things. A, have I listened to King Gizzard? I've heard a little bit of stuff here and there with him. They've like weird microtonal guitar stuff. Why are you soft in the middle? It's largely the cookies. All right? You don't need to be having any of that. Secondly, the vocalist, the lead vocalist on this song is a really, really good vocalist. American Idiot is a great album. I'm not being ironic. I'd put that as my top 5. I love that. Oh, I know Godspeed You Black Emperor. I saw them at Riot Fest, I think, last year. It was like weird droney shit. I had heard of them before. I kind of knew of them and stuff like that, but I was never like a fan. I mean, I wouldn't say I know much about them, but I saw them at Riot Fest, and yeah, it was weird droney ass shit to be like really sad to. I was like, yeah, this is good music if you want to kill yourself. That's what I'm into. But the lead vocalist of this song is doing a really, really good job, and it's not a fancy American Idol like 3-octave. Oh, yeah, we don't even talk about bands that broke up. Titty City doesn't even exist anymore. And we never will, because I used to be in a band called Titty City. That's the joke right there, people who don't know. We were okay. I was listening to us the other day. I was listening to like some recordings, and I was like, the bass and the drums weren't there. Other people who weren't me in the band were the problem. That was my main takeaway. I was like, we'd be really big if it wasn't for everyone else in the band but me. I'm doing great. I'm killing it. This song, he's singing it so like boom, 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 like right in the middle there. And he's like right on pitch. He's right on rhythm. He's bringing personality to it without making it look like he's trying. And like he's hitting these harmonies too. You'll see in a little bit. But I think it's such an amazing, understated lead vocal performance. And the guitar stuff, you'd never think of this as a guitar song, but he's not just doing like chords. It's these weird like little, I mean, like they are chords technically, or maybe just intervals at like 2, notes or 3. But like he's jumping all around and it's like funky. It's fucking cool, dude. It's funky, but you wouldn't think of it as like American funk, Oh, wait till you get to they do the bass cover. It does rule. I want a shot of redemption. Don't want it up a cartoon in a cartoon graveyard. Bone digger, dogs in the moonlight. Far away, my willy broom. Mr. Beer Belly, get these mutts away from me, I don't find this stuff amusing anymore. And the drummer too. The thing about this song is that these are 11 musicians. Like the bass is amazing in this song. That keyboard riff is iconic. Do, 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 do. But it's not a showcase of any one instrument. It's a combination. And to have 11 people, the mixing on this is incredible too. I don't know if they did any overdubs. Let's pretend like they didn't, and this was all actually recorded live in that room. Being able to get that recording and then mixing it at these levels, it's amazing. The producing and mixing in this is awesome. This is what you need to be watching. This is my actual point. Instead of watching someone else be like, I don't know, I dropped out of community college, but I'm going to solve the Middle East. I know what's going on. Yeah, we do. Yeah, I don't know. We just would no. Watch people with talent. This is my version of the grill pill. Famously, the guy in the middle of the political compass who's like, I'm just here to grill. It's the same thing. These people look like they have board game nights with non-alcoholic beer. I think one of the comments, someone goes, man, this HOA meeting rips, which is accurate. But this is what we need to be watching. Instead of just doom scrolling and worrying yourself with like, oh, politics is bad. Listen, I live in Chicago. Donald Trump just said he's going to invade this town. Okay, cool. I've always wanted to live and escape from New York, but it's Chicago this time. But I'm watching people with talent, because that's the only hope for humanity is just pure talent. Chicago's great, man. Next time you're here, let me know, dude. We'll meet up. Like that little note moment they have between each other. They're just having fun. They're grooving as a band. A man walks down the street, he says, why am I short of attention? Got a short little span of attention. Also, I'm going to say this. This guy is the only person who can do that like ironic hipster pedophile mustache. He is putting a little stank on it, and I love it. You can call me Al. Like, he's fucking nailing it, and it's such a great melody. He's the only one who can do this, like, hipster look thing. I normally hate it, and I think anyone involved in it should be sent to El Salvador. He is the exception. Oh, my nights are so long. Where's my wife and family? What if I died here? Who'll be my role model? I'm sure. Yes, he's a dad. He is both a dad and also daddy, let the record state. See how they hit that movement like with their heads like that, which seems goofy, but it's just a sign of how locked in they are as a band. For some reason, I watched this today and I was like, maybe we shouldn't kill the human race. Maybe we shouldn't nuke the universe from further out of the universe. Maybe we should actually live because there are talented people playing music and having fun. Incidents and accidents there were. And they're probably all, because they all got the in-ears right there. I'd imagine they've all got a click track they're, listening along to amongst other things. But it's still, they're a tight-ass band. Very White and a bunch of their very white friends had a reggae band with these vibes. That is, you are right. Listen, Graceland, one of my favorite albums, is the album with the most percentage of black people playing on it. Pretty much everybody but Paul Simon. And then he has like Los Lobos on a couple songs. So like it's the album with the lowest percentage of white people actually making the music that is undeniably the product of white people. No one listens to that and they're like, oh, who is Paul Simon? Is he like a field musician from the Serengeti? No, he's clearly very white. But you know what? Guess what? It's okay to be white. There's a reason all the white nationalists made that their little slogan. Because obviously what they mean by it's okay to be white is that we need to put everybody else into a camp. We need to either own or fuck everybody who isn't white and most of the people who are white for that matter. That's what they meant by it, and everybody knew it. But the reason they put it out there is because they knew people would get triggered by it. Because on its face, if you just say it's okay to be white, sure, it's okay to be white. Don't do terrible things to each other. They did solve race. No, racism was solved by Pepsi Cola in that commercial from 2020, which I saw recently, and I was like, God damn, that was a different world, wasn't it? Jesus Christ. Anyway, it is. You can be white. That's fine. Go be white. Don't like be a weird dick. But you're right. Paul Simon succeeded where Paul McCartney failed, namely in having sex with Carrie Fisher, which this guy's also done, but she was dead at the time. He's Canadian. If you be my bodyguard, I can be a long lost spell. Like when singers reach out to you, like, you need a hand? Come on. Betty, when you call me out. This is a nice little moment where, so the singer was like sitting down and like everybody's getting their little solo, and this is the moment where the band goes wild. And it's just fun when you get a really charismatic lead singer like this guy who's like, I'll throw everybody else a little bit. Come on, don't worry about it. Everyone else can have a little bit. Go for it. Come on. Oh yeah, listen to that drummer. I don't even know what the hell weird keytar is, like a resonance thing up there or something. Listen to that bass player go. Let me go back to that main little lick. They got a saxophone player there in additional to the strings. You're not old enough for this? I'm also not old enough for this. Graceland came out when I was like 3, maybe 2. I don't know, something like that. I didn't get into it later. I'm doing, Christ, this is so white. Duke Vulture, you're kicked out for anti-white racism. The worst kind of racism. The only actual racism. No, I kid. YouTube lawyers. Yes, I'm doing the thing. What would be called? Lame maxing, I guess. Oh, holy shit, Spin Doctor. You are absolutely correct about that. Them doing Talking Heads. This must be the place. Oh, I got plenty of time. That would be fucking amazing. My favorite song off Stop Making Sense. And this isn't my favorite song. Like the version of it that they play the best on this record. That might be my favorite Talking Heads song overall is Naive Melody. This must be the place. But I think the one that they really reinvent and make amazing on Stop Making Sense is Girlfriend is Better. I just love that little synth. Who took the money? Who took the money away? When I was in Titty City, people would sometimes say I sang like a mixture of David Byrne and the guy from the B-52s, Fred Schneider, which is kind of true. That was kind of the vibe I was going for. Look at that fun little bit they're doing. They're on each other's backs.
A man walks down the street. It's a street in a strange world. Maybe it's the third world. Maybe it's his first time around. Doesn't speak the language. Holds no currency. He's a foreign man. He's surrounded by the sound. The cattle in the marketplace. Scatterings of orphanages.
See, here's what I've heard about African music, and I cannot verify if this is true or if it does seem vaguely racist. So the thing about African music is that it's made by a bunch of just kidding. No, I've heard this before about a lot of like tribal music and stuff like that. I've not seen a picture of Dougie, but that lead singer does look like a guy whose name would be Dougie. So that makes a lot of sense to me. What I'm saying is I've heard that a lot of African music, they don't think of it as songs. They don't think of it as like, we're going to get together and compose a specific piece of music that will be later performed or recorded or whatever. It's more about an experience. Am I explaining this well? Probably not. But the idea is like, they get together and they play music, and it's largely rhythmic, far more less concerned with melody than a lot of Western music. And it just becomes an experience they all engage in. And listening to that made me understand why people like Fish, the band, or the food. The idea that it's not like Fish fans, if you know them, they don't care about the songs. They don't give a shit. No Fish fan has ever bought a Fish record. They're the only band to sell 100 million tickets and 5 CDs. Just nothing. Okay? And so it's just like kind of, KGLW. Is that like a band of some nature that just like makes, there's a lot of like weird improvisational, like I say it's weird because I have this Western perspective of how music works, but there's a lot of bands that have a sort of, I'm not even trying to say, but they have a like experiential as opposed to songs. They're improvisational. They make up new stuff every time.
He looks around, he sees angels in the architecture, spinning in infinity, he says, amen, hallelujah, if you be my bodyguard.
Okay, watching this, like, inspired me. Oh, you're right, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. They have a name so long, you guys needed to come up with an abbreviation for it. I was just at their first music festival last week and played 3-hour sets. That's too much music to play. Stop it. That should be... No, here's my opinion. My opinion on concert sets is a lot like my opinion on movies. I think every movie should be under 2 hours or over 3 hours. Don't miss me with this middle of the road bullshit. Okay? 9 fucking hours. It was actually sick. They got through 4 songs. All I listened to is, what kind of sad music do you like, Scooter? Let me know. The trick to sad music... I still got my guitar here so I can show you. This is a little music theory lesson for you. So the difference between sad and happy is just that third. You get major third here. Oh, wait. Why the hell isn't this working? Oh, I didn't turn this. This needs to turn on. There we go. There we go. So this is the difference. This is had. This is happy. Major, 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 major. But then you go to minor. We are just moving one note in the chord down a half step, a semitone. And that makes it sad. Hear how sad that is? Listen, I play an E chord, E major, happy. I just lift one finger. Just one finger's off now. Sad, 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 sad. And that is the third, right? Because the idea... RM is finally live, but you know what? I'm staying right here. Thank you, Spin Doctor. He mistreats his audience like that. All right? You need to be here with me. Fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So the third, we call it the third because it's just the third note of that major scale. Do, re, mi is the third. But that's a major scale. If you want to go minor, you go do, re, mi. You hear how that's like happy? Or that's happy. That's sad. Major third, minor third, major third, minor third. Do it here. Do it here. And if you do the whole scale major versus minor, you also flatten the seventh. So you go re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Better, I'll sing it better up here. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. RM is a punk ass bitch. Must admit that he's a punk ass bitch. Listen, is he playing funky jams like this? Another little breakdown, just getting funky with it. Thank you so much. RM is in this band. That's him right there. People don't know that's how much weight he's lost. Damn, I just like when a guitar player is just grooving. Your mustache is way bigger than his? Yeah, he's got the, again, I described it earlier, the ironic pedophile mustache. It's like, hey, look at how funny this is that, you know, I'm current President Donald Trump. All right, the bass player's about to fucking go off, guys. Now here's the thing. I've received 100 messages today already. Heck yeah. He did fucking nail that, and it was so funky and amazing. Now, he is playing with a pick, you'll notice down here, not with his fingers. So he's a little more like, he's got a little more attack. It's a little more like a rock sort of approach, as to the original was definitely more like sort of traditionally funky. But it's still, that's a very, very talented musician. That's just talent. All right? I go on Twitter and I see the Da Vinci twins are famous. What do they do? They just say Da Vinci? They got weird hair? I don't get it. I'm not going to get it, okay? But this guy plays the hell out of that bass.
If you be my bodyguard, I can call you Betty. If you be my bodyguard,
A little ride work. There you go. Dwayne Gretzky, they're called. DwayneGretzky.com. Check them out. For some reason, it's recommending me Wheatus next. I do love Wheatus. I did see Wheatus recently. They're just very weird twins, and they're very wholesome. I think I confused them with the Island Boys, because for some reason I thought they were having sex with each other. But that's not them. No, that's another influencer couple of brothers, right? Or twin brothers. The Island Boys are like two guys from the Caribbean with a bunch of tattoos who are like, yes, the Vinci twins are, who look very different from the Island Boys, but conceptually are very similar. Let's look them up. Da Vinci twins. Chris and Patrick Voros, known online as the Voros twins or Da Vinci twins, are Hungarian-Canadian. So, if you'd asked me before if that exists, if a Canadian person had ever had sex with a Hungarian, I would say no, absolutely not. But turns out I would be wrong. They're identical twins known for being a professional wrestling team and social media personalities. They are best known for going viral on TikTok after pronouncing Leonardo da Vinci's last name as Da Vinci. They have a television. They have more money than you'll ever see in your life. They have more money than every teacher put together. I don't know if that's true exactly. In 2023, the twins made a special appearance at a Young Gravy concert, so good for them. The twins have made jokes about other creators, such as The Island Boy. Oh, yeah, you need to map your mood. Oh, that's a good point. I do need to. Where I think right that one I'm on Frowny Face Guy. Have you seen that? The PBD video where Vinny goes, guys, it's kind of weird that we were like really talked for a long time about the Epstein files and they need to be released. And now it comes out that the president of the United States, in fact, has sex with children. We should care, like, based on everything we've set up to this point. That should bother us, right? And PBD goes, that's interesting. How do you emotionally feel about that? He goes, I thought emotions were gay. They are when they're not presented in charts. Now, the Island Boys' personal lives, Okay, so it says right here, in July 2023, videos of the twins kissing were used to promote their OnlyFans account and subsequently went viral. And questions arose about the sexuality of the brothers. It was reported by some outlets that Alex was gay. Not Alex. His response to the video saying he was a top, but was ultimately ambiguous, and he said that his actions with brother were simply for attention. So he literally just goes like, yo, straight up, I'm not gay. I just fuck men. Jack and Meg White can do it, but not the Island Boys. No, the difference is the Island Boys are actually brothers. Meg White and Jack White were not brother and sister, it turns out. Nor do I think they ever had sex. I think it was just a powerful connection musically, and they got married. After meeting at a bar in Royal Oak, Michigan. It's called a Great Smoke or some shit. I forget. Just the first part of their career. While in jail as teenagers, the brothers decided to pursue a rap career. I'm just old. I'm just an old man now, and I don't care. No, all of you kids have too many tattoos. Not the exact right amount like me. I have the right amount of stupid tattoos on my stupid body. You can barely even see. Best ones are on my chest, where I have plate of spaghetti and a dinosaur wearing a sombrero. So, ladies and gentlemen, I need more stupid tattoos. All right, what should Duke Vulture's next tattoo be? And keep in mind, he legally has to do whatever we say right here. So I think just as one idea, we have the 14 words. So, you know, the Anti-Defamation League lists the 14 words right here. Yes, we must. I'm going to count these and make sure. Oh, wait, no, that's too stupid. That is literally too stupid. I'm not getting a Nazi tattoo. What? Oh, so you're just a Nazi because, you know, you think we must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children. It is 14. Listen, say what you will about this explicit white supremacist, white nationalist slogan. Say what you will. You have to admit they counted it correctly. All right? The problem, well, because my weird autistic brain is now like, we need to actually debate the content of the 14 words. And here's the thing. Obviously, you shouldn't. It's okay if you see a Nazi and you just go, hey, you're a fucking Nazi. I don't want to engage. I'm not going to like debate you, you fucking piece of shit. I get that. I don't blame you at all. I don't have that level of self-esteem. I hear people saying things I disagree with it. Why was that auto-modded? What's auto-modded mean? I don't know. Okay, I was double multi. Thank you for coming back, Dougie Jones. We needed you. But I have this insecurity. So when I see people saying things I disagree with, and not to get too woke on you, but I don't like Nazis very much. I don't like them. But the thing about, I don't know why AutoMod does literally anything. I should probably fix it, but whatever. As I was saying, I forget. I'm losing my train of thought right now. But Nazis, oh yeah, this is what it is. Nazis definitely want normies to like what they're saying. So when they say we must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children, they want to prey on emotions within you. They want to make you go like, well, I want to protect white children, and they would go, yeah, I mean, anyone who disagrees with this wants to kill white children. So again, much like the it's okay to be white, in a vacuum completely devoid of context, I suppose it's okay, although I wouldn't define the quote of our people, quote unquote, on long racial lines. I would think of all humanity as my people, quite frankly. My brother came to stream and claimed I was censoring him. Oh, wait, was that on another account? I don't know. That's actually could be the case. Yeah, because maybe you turned it off on the vagina. I just said the word. Vongino account. I don't know. But this particular slogan, like if you listen to it without the context of understanding anything else about it, you'd be like, yeah, sure, I guess that's fine. I would like, white children amongst all children. I would not define children racially, but it's fine that children will be born and will be made. That's a cool thing. I like that. But you have to understand that these people don't care about white children. Not one little bit. Have you ever once I bet there's some stupid example somewhere. But you never hear about a Nazi, a white supremacist being like, you know what I'm doing? I'm getting in my truck and I'm loading it up with breakfast and I'm going to bring it to poor white kids in Akron, Ohio. And I'm going to hand out some food to them to help them. No, they never say that. They don't give a shit. All they want to do is hate black people. Like, if you just want to say the same thing, if you just want to go, it's okay to be white. I'm proud of being white. Something like that. White pride worldwide. Don't say that. But if someone just says, like, I'm proud of being white, fine, I guess. That's weird because white isn't like a nationality. White was invented really within the lifetime of people still alive. It was invented more or less as a concept. There are other concepts similar to it that have run throughout history. But the idea of white as we perceive it now, which is just not black, really, and not brown and whatever, that was really invented as a response to the civil rights movement when all of the scared, more or less actual white people, the WASP, the Anglo-Saxons, the people with the British blood, who have been oppressing for decades, and by that I mean centuries, baby. They were like, all right, I think this MLK guy is a little radical. He is going to get the best of us. We better let the Italians in. We better let the Irish in because they're closer. Are we letting the Jews in? Case by case basis. And here's an interesting theory. A lot of people pointed out in the last election, Donald Trump's percentage of the vote amongst different minority groups increased. But people largely went a little too crazy about that. They're like, oh, his percentage of the vote amongst black men increased. Sure, but negligibly so. Amongst Asians, sure, his percentage of the vote increased across the board. Half because the Democrats ran a terrible campaign, half because Elon Musk obviously cheated and rigged the election. I'm half kidding about that. He might not have rigged the election, but through voter suppression, the election was rigged anyway, so who cares? But the only group that Donald Trump lost in the previous two elections and won in 2024, there was only one group, and that is Hispanic men. It was rigged and stolen. You're 100% correct. Absolutely. Again, even if it wasn't Elon Musk literally like hacking into the voting machines, and it's entirely possible that they did. That's not impossible. But even if it wasn't that, the sheer voter suppression of everybody is enough to count as election tampering. And they do that out in the open. Republicans are very open about it. They really enjoy. You cut out, I did say Hispanic men. Did it cut out for anybody else? I tried to change the sound to make it a little bit better. But Hispanic men is the one group that he won that he had lost previously. And a theory I have heard, which is completely unfalsifiable, and I have no way to actually prove it, but it kind of feels right, and it doesn't feel right. It feels right that they would perceive it this way, but not right that it's actually happening in reality. Are Hispanic men becoming white? That's the kind of thing we need to tackle, all right? We've had a couple neo-Nazi mass shooters that were Hispanic men, many of them Tim Pool watchers, by the way. Coincidence? What can we say? But... you know, they could be thinking that. Fucked online. Oh, I'm fucked. Online Safety Act might come into Brazil. Oh, are you in Brazil right now? Nice. Good for you. So the Online Safety Act is the thing they have in the UK that beanie makes them feel safe. I think that's the case. They see that beanie and they're like, you know what? I should murder everyone who looks like me and darker. No. Well, that's literally what it eventually comes down to. Racism for every single person is just going, I hate everyone who's literally a little darker than me. If I go to the beach and I get a tan, I punch my mirror because I'm an idiot. Namefully. So what's the deal with that? It's you have to show an ID if you want to watch pornography. Did some YouTuber who was like a 13-year-old boy see porn? Guess what? I wasn't 13 before online porn was a thing, but online porn was very nascent when I was 13 in the late 90s. And consequently, I still jacked off. We still had stuff to jack off. Guess what, motherfuckers? You can see shit carved in stone in the ruins of goddamn Pompeii. People are going to keep jacking off. They're going to keep fucking people of the same sex. And they're going to keep wanting to wear dresses or fake penises. You can literally put them in camps and kill them. They'll keep doing it. How do I know that? Because throughout history, people have literally put them in camps and killed them, and they were fucking on the way to the gas chamber. Oh, ich liebe deine Bratwurst. Oh. This is them getting escorted to the gas chamber right there. Politics is more violent than US, 10 times more violent than USA and Brazil. I get that impression. Jesus, but it was a woke position. It was actually a woke position. And I'm right, and I stand by it. All right? You're not going to stop people from being gay, no matter what you do. It's true. Yeah, I get the impression in Brazil, and again, this might just be racism, so don't believe anything I'm saying right now. I get the impression in Brazil that they don't grow pubes. That's why, they have... Oh, no, I heard about that story. Sao Paulo mayoral candidate hit with chair during debate. Sao Paulo, Brazil. Mayoral candidate chair. They use the Brazilian, but they do. That's actually what it is. In Brazil, everyone just has normal pubes because they get a Brazilian every morning. So by 1 p.m., they've got a full B. Arthur Bush. You need to take a call from Lamp. I don't need to do literally a goddamn thing. But I'll take a call from Lamp at the end. I will. I'll take a camp. I got to get out of here like 6:30, so we got a little bit of time. So we'll do some little shit in a second. I'll take a call from Lamp, and we'll get the hell out of here. So get ready, Lamp. Think of what you want to say. Think of what you need to say. On September 2024, a Sao Paulo mayoral candidate. Oh, and let me say, if anyone else wants to call in too. It doesn't just need to be Lamp, although I'd love to take a call from her. Don't get me wrong. But if anyone else wants to call, and also Lamp, if you don't want to call, that's totally cool too. It's up to you. Don't let I Am Dougie Jones make fucking decisions for you, okay? This is a feminist chat. This is a woke chat. And in fact, you have been removed for not elevating melanated voices. To do that, you join the Discord, and there is a channel on my Discord not stream chat. It's the waiting room. And if you join the waiting room, I will call you in to the live stream calls, I think, or something. I will somehow figure out how to do that. I don't know, but I should leave. I'm in there right now. No, hang up. How do I hang up? I don't know what the hell I'm doing here, dude. What am I currently obsessed with? Ass. No. How do I hang out? How do I? Okay. No, not that. Let me just get my own ass out of here. Server mute, deafen, I don't know, whatever. I'll just stay in there. Literally, who cares? So that's how we do that, and that answers that questions. You still have some hot takes to get through. I do have some very hot takes to get through. Oh shit, I'm removed. How are you removed? Oh my God. Listen, that's true, Dougie. Did you talk to Aaron Brown earlier? Well, did you tell him that, guess what, asshole? I got a fucking soundboard too, okay?
I have the utmost respect for women.
He has the utmost respect for women.
My wife. My wife.
Thanks, Dougie Jones.
My wife. My wife. My wife.
Make sure you see the interpretive dance of 9/11 I posted in the Discord later. Is it someone going, ah, oh shit? Anyway, thank you for shouting out my show. I appreciate that. I do have some hot takes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a new channel. I'm growing. We got some nice people watching right now, and that's pleasant, and I'm glad we got some viewers right now. I thought when I saw that Aaron Brown was doing a stream at the same time, I thought we were done, but it turns out, no. We had good viewership today. We're not done yet, but it was good that we had viewership. But I'm still trying to grow. I'm still trying to become a larger, more important channel. So I decided we'd do a segment that hopefully will increase viewership. And it's called, of course, the Cracker Barrel thing. Now we're going to skip the Cracker Barrel thing. Literally, who cares about that? We're going to do... Oh my God, now we're spoiling the ending of this thing here. Let me just a little bit. You have to eat the smaller, far less important channels. Let me take that from the top. Ladies and gentlemen, we're trying to grow this channel here. We're trying to get more expansive, increase our viewership so people understand the important issues facing America today. So to do that, I thought we'd do a little bit called, of course, viciously attacking popular YouTubers solely for clout purposes. I don't actually have any issues with these people. I wish them well. I wish them the best. Every single one of them, even the ones that are bad and should die, which is all of them, quite frankly. But I just want to start beef so that consequently they can maybe respond. They might not, but if you could like get the clips of me talking about them and send it to them till eventually they call me like a fat goober or something, I think that would really like boom, 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 get my viewership up. All right? So who's the first YouTuber I've got here that I'm attacking for clout purposes is, of course, Hasan Piker. And I looked long and hard for one picture of him that wasn't good. It's hard. He's a very handsome man. His head is too small for his body. He's a far left YouTuber. He's actually far left, not the kind of like, you know, your dad lives in whatever, fucking rural Oregon, and he's like, you know who's a communist? Joe Biden. I can't vote for Kamala Harris. She's a Marxist. That's something Donald Trump actually said in the debate. Kamala Harris is a Marxist. No, Hasan Piker's actually a Marxist in the same way that, you know, if you're kind of like, listen, I mean, I don't approve of October 7th. That obviously was a terrible thing that Hamas did. And I think Hamas is generally bad news, but the Israeli government is obviously going way too far. I wish they weren't doing that. Meanwhile, Hasan Piker is like, I just said Parker. Hasan Piker is genuinely like, I like Hamas. I support them. I live in a $3 million home. Everyone freaks out about his $3 million home. Honestly, a house in LA, that's not that nice. You're picturing like a mansion. Honestly, that's a pretty normal house in LA. Like, it's fine. You know, he has a garage. He's not living in whatever, Dick Clark's mansion. Why did that guy pop into my head as the number one? Anyway, the thing about Hasan Piker you need to remember is that he's actually very stupid, and all of his opinions are really just based around whatever he thinks 12-year-olds will most like. Dick Clark is like the New Year's Eve guy, you know? 1 million in town. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's crazy. Buena Vista, Colorado. Jesus. Yeah, $3 million for a house in LA is truly nothing. He has like a normal house. It's not that crazy. Hasan Piker says a lot of things I agree with. He says some things I don't agree with. I don't like, and he'll put in little caveats where he'll be like, you know, well, I mean, China's bad, obviously, but let me talk about how China's actually good. Or the big one, this got me, and I bet there's at least some people in chat who will disagree with me on this one, but he really waffled around the Ukraine, not UK yet, but I'm sure it's coming soon. The Ukraine-Russia thing. Russia invaded Ukraine, but his position is America bad. And so it's like, well, a country that's not America invaded another country that's not America. Yeah, but America did it. And then he'll say like Vladimir Putin's bad and then constantly talk about like, no, Crimea belongs to Russia. No, what China did to those Hong Kong protesters isn't a thing. And it's not that I think he really believes one thing or another. Again, it's just all about how do I appeal to 13-year-olds. 13-year-olds who have literally never paid anything at any point for their life. The thing, Lamp Boobs, about America Indeed Bad. When somebody, and Hasan Piker has this, Noam Chomsky has this, a lot of the online left has this, their position will always come back to America/the West is bad. Now, they will be correct about a lot of things. He did say America deserved 9/11, or deserved 7/11. I'd hope so. They have delicious pre-made sandwiches. He should smile more, but then he might turn on people too much. People will get turned on too much. The point here is that if your position is America bad, you're going to be right a lot of the time. Okay? A lot of issues do kind of fold up into that. We want to talk about the Vietnam War. We want to talk about, you know, other things, et cetera, et cetera. I've been to a Japanese level 7-Eleven before because I went to Tokyo in 2008 when I was a younger man. I got a friend who's over there. And we both were going to go teach English and Japanese after college and then teach English in Japan. And I was like, I don't want to do that. And then he did and has just lived there since then, coming up on 20 years. But I went to go visit him in Tokyo. And what I realized, you can just steal shit from their 7-Elevens. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do if you just steal shit. So it's pretty great. 7-Eleven is too good for us. I absolutely agree with that. But anyway, you talk about something like, Hasan Piker will say like, America deserved 9/11. To say that, you could make an argument that's true. You literally could. All right. Our foreign policy, who did I scare? Oh, I scared the Japanese people. You're absolutely correct about that. That I've discovered throughout my life. You can just steal stuff. It's fine. Just This is a true story, actually. I told you I used to be in a band called Titty City. Keep that in mind. I was at a Jewel Osco in the suburbs of Chicago, and I was doing my lunch thing where I was just like, scooping food from the hot bar into a little tray and just eating it in the store and just throwing it out, not paying for a damn thing. And it's a great move. Highly recommended. The loss of hot bars since COVID is perhaps the greatest tragedy of that particular disease. But some guy comes behind me and goes, "Hey, you." And I turn around and it's a Jewel employee. And I'm like, "Oh, I'm about to be arrested or something." He goes, "You're the guy from that titty band, aren't you?" And I said, "Yep." And he goes, "All right, then." Then I just kept eating. And you realize that he, of course, was making $6.75 an hour and didn't give a shit what I stole. I give off shit about 3 fucks. Who cares? But as I was saying, okay, listen, enough about my shopping experiences. Did America deserve 9/11? Did America deserve 9/11? I would say that our foreign policy leading up to 9/11, destabilizing a number of Middle East countries, supporting Israel in anything they wanted to do. A lot of people think this literally started October 7th. We've always been supporting Israel literally as long as it's been around. We let them do whatever the hell they want. That was all very, very bad. Did America deserve that? In sort of a broad sense, yes. But obviously, what he's not considering when he says that little tossed off statement, but did the people who lived in that building deserve to die? Probably not. And it's bad that they did. And I think there's just more nuance involved. So if someone says America is bad, they're going to be right on a lot of things, but they're going to be really shallow on a lot of things as well. Well, Steve Buscemi thankfully didn't die, but it's the famous story they share on the internet. He came back to help do 9/11. Steve Buscemi was one of the 9/11. Stephen Destiny Bonnell. Here's the thing about Destiny. And apparently today it turns out he was a pedophile or something. I don't know the full details of all this stuff. He is one of the smartest guys in the space. He's one of the best at what he does. He is a monster. He is a nightmare human being. The thing about him is that if you listen to any 1 hour of his, there's a very good chance you'll hear a reasonable take that is completely understandable. Okay? There's also a chance you'll hear him just go like, yeah, I think people should be allowed to kill other people and scream the N-word. Like, he's a very weird guy in that way. But what I appreciate about him, burrs off my shoelaces, don't go outside. Truly never go outside. That's the only solution to the final solution to the burr question. Destiny is a very smart guy. He's the best at attacking Republicans because he actually understands what he's saying. He reads things. He knows things. Okay, he researches things. He is also a nightmare. I don't know the full story. This might not have actually happened. He claims it didn't, but apparently he released some revenge porn of someone that he slept with. Famously, he got a picture of himself. Apparently not confirmed, but it seems like him sucking Nick Fuentes' dick, literally. He did it. He might have. I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm not saying he did do it. I simply have not looked into it, so I don't know. Okay? I am in no way interested in defending. Oh, he bought. He's actually incredible. I mean, not wrong. Yes. It takes a genius to play video games to defend Israel at the same time. A lot of his Israel stuff I find very, very cringe, as he would say. Some of his support of the Democratic Party I appreciate. Something he said that makes a lot of sense to me when he says, if people are not interested in gaining power and utilizing power, they're not interested in politics. Okay? They're interested in philosophy, and that's different. People shouldn't like these guys. He's truly a nightmare monster person. I would not be surprised at all. I generally speaking like what he has to say. I wouldn't be surprised if he bought pornography featuring a child. So that being said, he's correct more often than he's not. So you should listen to him for advice on everything except anything that matters. Who to vote for, go to him. Any other advice, do not. Next we have Ian Vaush Kaczynski or some similar Polak nonsense. Did I spell the slur for Polish people correctly? He seems smart, is actually stupid. I am a lib. I'm a dirty, rotten lib. I think all of my politics can be summed up in the ContraPoints tweet, and me mentioning a ContraPoints tweet establishes I'm a lib. But when she said, I'm tired of the political philosophy of let's go, I don't want to vote, I want to bomb a Walmart, and then they don't bomb a Walmart. That's not... Everyone's like, I want to be a communist. Okay, good luck. I'm not opposed to it. But what are you actually doing, okay? Destiny and Vaush have both arranged events for Project Victory and actually done things to get people to the polls. And here's the thing. You can say, I don't want to vote for the Democrat. But if you don't and the Republican wins, is that better, okay? Not voting is a choice too. And you should vote. A lot of people on the internet want to tell you electoral politics don't matter. Just vote. You are right. Vaush is just poor man's Jordan Peterson. The thing about Vaush is that he's very autistic. And so he'll be like rambling, you know, about how the Democrats are actually the fault of everybody, or just calling everyone a fascist. He's like, this woman took up 2 seats on the subway. She's a fascist. He tends to be right when he calls people fascists because there's a lot of fascists. But he is pretty loose with it. And then he'll just start rambling about clothes for like 20 minutes. Because he'll get really into that and be like, oh, I think the main problem with Charlie Kirk is the pleat of his pants. He also grows every single person on this goddamn thing going to be grooming underage people. Stop doing that. Stop. Just listen. Piece of advice. Don't do anything sexual on the internet ever. Never. Never jack off if you're at your computer. I would feel like it would feel gross to me to be sitting here at my computer jacking off. You jack off, huddled over your phone, and then you come and then you go, God, I should kill myself. I should fucking end my life. God damn it. So yeah, he's also a disgusting pervert. There was the funny bit where on stream he accidentally showed his porn folder. It had a bunch of like, this is, you're welcome for it. There's reverse porn if I steal from people I don't know and give it to other people I don't know. You're truly the Robin Hood of pornography. He accidentally showed his porn folder, and everyone makes fun of him for the horse thing, which I would never do because I get it. Who doesn't want to be a horse? You have a big-ass dick and you get to ride free out in the fields? I get that 100%. Hearing that he wants to be a horse is like when I found out George W. Bush got a DUI, and I'm like, all right, there's one thing I like about him, all right? You got to give him that, just that one thing, okay? But then the funny thing was people said it was child pornography because there was a picture of like what looked to be a goblin. And then his defense, he goes, it's not child pornography. It's just what goblins look like in porn, you know? And I was like, I don't know that. I just want to establish that I do not know what goblins look like in pornography. So good luck. I watch him sometimes. It's just the usual shit everyone says where he's just whining about the Democrats. And he's not entirely wrong. You know, whenever he says like Chuck Schumer and I've seen goblin anime porn. Yes, well, you're not going to heaven and I am. So get that together. Get that correct. It's just the usual thing. And I get it. You know, Chuck Schumer should step down. AOC should primary him, even though I know all the far lefties hate AOC now. Because I think she voted for support of the Iron Dome, which is, you know, listen. You can say if Israel didn't have the Iron Dome, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing in Palestine. That might be true. That might not be true. It's tough to say. But it is worth noting this is a very different position than funding more weapons, okay? Funding more weapons is different than funding defense. Joseph Robinette Rogan. I go back and forth on Rogan. Stop. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being the one to be a lib to you all. But I'm a lib. What do you want, dude? I'm a hardcore lib. I literally volunteered for the Kamala Harris campaign. What literally was the line I said? I forget. I don't even know where the hell I am right now. Joseph Robinette Rogan. The thing you can understand about this guy is that Joe Rogan is the average person. It was something that I think Chapo Trap House, so I have some other problems with, but they can be very funny. At one point, Chapo Trap House said about Joe Rogan, he thinks about politics about as much as any regular person, which is nothing. But then what happened, and this happened to a lot of people, during COVID, he got too much politics. He is the average person, which means he is very susceptible to right-wing media, and right-wing media literally came to his door every day and would just talk to him. And he's not a healthy man at all. He likes to claim about being healthy, but like that man has a goddamn baboon's heart, and not in his heart cavity, in his stomach. Every morning he eats a baboon's heart. He's bad at stand-up and better than people think, because people who say Joe Rogan is bad at stand-up have not done stand-up. and not seen a million stand-ups go up to understand what truly, truly bad stand-up is. These people don't know. To actually see awful stand-up. Joe Rogan's not very good. He's not interesting. He doesn't have like anything unique to say. I wouldn't pay to watch him do stand-up, but he can go up and do it and tell jokes for an hour and keep the audience mostly going. But it's the politics stuff where he's brain broken. COVID destroyed his brain. And more importantly, lying about COVID destroyed his brain. Because, of course, he had to be like, I don't care about COVID. I don't care about any of this. When every podcast, he'd have people tested over and over again. He'd like scrub everything down. He doesn't have any humility. And that's one of the reasons he's not funny. And one of the reasons why he has terrible political opinions. Because he thinks he's right and everybody else is wrong. He does do great stool work. If you want to see a guy fuck a stool, you better come to Joe Rogan and Bert Kreischer, coming soon to cities across America. Guess what? The fatter one's taking his shirt off. Enjoy. Thought that was Chris Rock. Fucking, did he fuck the stool? I will say, I think Chris Rock is my favorite stand-up of all time. I quote Chris Rock bits all the time. He's very, very funny. His last little live special obviously wasn't as good as his earlier stuff, but how can you be? You know? He's very funny. He has that one, bit where it's, black people versus... I wanted to do the bleep, but instead I got to fart. It's better to fart for the bleeps, right? These... As I was saying. So yeah, Joe Rogan, is he sincere or is he a grifter? It's hard to know for sure. I think that he goes back and forth between them. I think he has some sincere beliefs in terms of he feels slighted by the, quote, mainstream media over COVID. But I think ultimately it all comes down to him saying he was raised without a dad. You saw L. Ron Hubbard do stand-up once. I saw that too, but I had a different, unique perspective. What was I saying? Yes, Joe Rogan would say like, listen, I was raised without a dad, and that gave me a bullshit detector. I can detect when other people are lying to me, which is the funniest thing anyone has ever said. That is hilarious. It would be if Tom Hanks was like, listen, I've never done a movie where I pee. That's not a thing I do. When he was bullied as a child. That is true. And that was an amazing bit where Chris Rock got slapped by Will Smith. Because I watched that live. Because I literally bought a digital antenna to watch the Oscars live. Because I love the Oscars. Because it turns out I'm gay. I was unaware prior to this. But as I picked up the remote and briefly swatted the head of the man who was sucking my penis at the time, I said, turns out I am gay. But I had a digital antenna and I watched it live. And it was the same thing, experiencing it in real time with the audience in the room, where you're like, is this a bit? Are we doing, I don't really get it. What's going on? And then Will Smith sits down and goes, keep your wife's name out my mouth. Out of your mouth, whatever. And you're like, oh, this is really happening. I just saw this. And the other funny thing about it is people like me who follow the Oscars and know what the odds are and all that stuff knew Will Smith was going to win. He was like almost guaranteed to win. So it's like, oh, he's going to have to give a speech in like 15 minutes. And everyone talks about the slap. No one talks about how unhinged that speech was. Where he goes on stage and goes, Richard Williams was a protector of his family. Protector of his family. And he was losing his mind. By the way, in that movie, King Richard, where he played Vanessa and Serena Williams' dad, a movie that you don't know existed. You had no idea. It won him an Oscar. He plays the guy as if he was a slave. I do treat my kids good. Yeah, I do. When it's like, that's not how that guy talked. Why did you make that decision, Will Smith? Fine, we'll give you an Oscar. He got kicked. He's not kicked out of the Academy, so I guess he still gets to vote. So if Chris Rock's ever nominated, he's not voting for him. He still gets to vote on the Oscars, but he can't go to them for 10 years. So it'll be like, what, 2032? And by then, we're all going to be dead. So who cares? Anyway, I think Joe Rogan just wants a daddy figure because he didn't have one growing up. So he's gravitated towards Dana White and consequently had Dana White explain to him everything that's correct. And that's why he had Donald Trump on his show. And I think really helped Donald Trump win the election. I sincerely do. I think the margins he got with young people was a successful attempt by not just Joe Rogan. It was a full court media press to make Donald Trump basically seem kind of cool and chill. And Donald Trump is in some ways cool. He is the least chill human who has ever lived. He is very much not cool at all. He is a morbidly obese senior citizen who literally shits his pants. And there's something kind of cool and funny about that when you just let him go. But he's not chill in the least. Timothy Daniel, or maybe it's James, I forget, and I'm not looking it up, Poole. I only put him on this list because I have a particular sort of obsession with him. I do not care for him very much. But honestly, he's fallen the hell off. He claims it's not the case, but after the whole Russian thing, when it came out, and we all know it's the case, that Russia paid him to create content, he claims he didn't know. I don't really believe that because, of course, after those checks started hitting his bank account, he starts going, Ukraine is the enemy of this country. You know, it's the video everyone's seen. It's everywhere. I think he knew. He's not a smart man, but he's smart enough to know that, okay? He's smart enough to know that when he's getting $1 million every 2 weeks, he was getting like $500K an episode, right? To do a non-exclusive licensing deal to Tenet Media, which should just be showing the movie Tenet all the time. That's better. Good movie. I bought that on Blu-ray because I was a little drunk the other day and I was trying to look up if it was streaming and it wasn't. And I was like, I'll just buy a Blu-ray. So I did. But anyway, Tim Pool knew what the hell he was doing. He absolutely knew what the hell he was doing. And I think that just kind of killed it. His views are down. His influence is down. No one really cares. He's in a tough spot because a lot of his audience are Nazis. Now, not all Nazis are stupid. I would say Nazis on average are stupider than non-Nazis by quite a big margin, but they're not all stupid. Some of them are smart enough. They're just terrified that they have tiny penises. They're terrified that black guys have bigger dicks than them. And guess what? Spoiler alert. There are fucking black guys with tiny dicks too. This is the only way we can save this country. Listen, we need to do an aggressive media campaign. If you're a black guy with a tiny dick, we need to send pictures of you to every Trump voter. You need to show up and fuck this Trump voter's wife, and she has to go, I don't like this very much. This is not good for me, dude. I don't care for that. You think Stephen Miller is whispering in Tim's ear? Possibly. But the point is, and Donald and Tim Pool rather has an issue that the whole GOP kind of has at this point, right? Which is that he has a not insignificant Nazi fan base, and they do not like Israel very much, which is a completely understandable position. Now, they don't like it because, again, they think Jewish people are the reason their penises are small. Which is not true. That's not true. That's the Dutch. The Dutch are the one who put the pills in the water that turns your outie to an innie. Okay, buddy? So he wants to support Israel because that is, of course, the main position of the mainstream Republican Party. And Tim Pool is not an ideologue. He doesn't care about anything. He's just about the bag. In a lot of ways, he's the purest grifter. I think all of these guys have a general distaste for and hatred towards humanity. I think that's pretty universal across all of them. So it's not entirely made up when they go off in their stupid little bigoted rants. But more than anything, he just wants the bag. And the institutional power and money in the Republican Party is supporting Israel, partially because of AIPAC, partially because they hate a darker brown people more than a slightly less dark brown people. It's complicated. It's a lot of different reasons. It's not just money, although money is a large part of it. It's also about strategic interest in the area and et cetera, et cetera. That's where the institutional power is. But the people on the streets, they desperately want to kill the Jews. Okay? So he's kind of has to get both sides in a way. And he's always had a talent for saying nothing, for making sure that everyone comes away with the impression that he is a hateful, bigoted monster. But he can always go, I never said that. It was like after that, and this is maybe the lowest thing he ever did. It was pretty terrible. After that shooting at Club Q, that gay club in Orlando, he tweeted the next day that, oh, listen, I mean, it was terrible, but what do they expect? You know, they're doing a grooming event. They were doing some like brunch where kids would come in and meet a drag queen. And then he's like, you know, that would be terrible. Imagine if they saw a man in a dress, they'd immediately try to suck his dick. Like, wait, I think this is about you, buddy. But the day after, he said they were doing a grooming event there. Okay? Obviously, any reasonable human being would read that and go like, yeah, he's claiming that, you know, it was good they killed these people. But then war. and he always talks about civil war, and it gets a little less ridiculous every year, Timothy. And then later, and I think the interview with Emma Vigeland, he was like, oh, I said that, it was bad to do these murders. I was saying, how do we stop this? These people keep saying groomers. How do we stop this? He clearly didn't mean that. He's clearly lying. But his superpowers, and it's Trump's superpower too, he does not care about or even really believe in the truth conceptually. Which is a skill. It's a skill for him. Candace Red Pill Black Owens. Let me kind of speed round these next couple. So the thing about Candace Owens is I used to have less respect for her because I thought she was a pure grifter. Now I think she's actually crazy, and I like that about her. I say Red Pill up here because that's the name she used when she would first call into Alex Jones's show back in the day. She was like a correspondent for it. She had a whole crazy thing. She tried to launch a blog in like the 2000s. It's the classic millennial story. Okay. She's in college or she's in high school. She's going to a rich high school and some girl like punches her in the face. To be honest, she probably deserved it. I wasn't there. I don't know the story, but she seems like she deserves to get punched in the face a lot. And then later she sued the school district because she claimed it was racist. Was it? Possibly, possibly not. Who the hell knows? But at least when she was in high school, she definitely felt that racism existed. Then she goes to college, she leaves, she tries to like get a media job and have a blog. Everyone wants to be Lena Dunham around 2007. Guess what? They already have a Lena Dunham and that's one too goddamn many. Okay? You like one position of Candace Owens? Yes. Well, I agree. And that is exclusively fucking white British men. That is the only thing. So when the media campaign wasn't really going for her, she decided to adopt a sort of crazy conspiracy thing. She was basically the first one who was like, oh, you're saying that I'm black, but I can't be a Republican. And then she, minus her problem with, I can't really see what that is right there. Is that oil? Is that a can of something? Gasoline. I feel like it's probably going anti-Semitic. And it's important to note that if you at any point criticize Israel for anything at all, you're doing the Holocaust again. So stop it. But Candace Owens, I think, genuinely hates Jewish people. She has a genuine hatred for them in her heart. And she got fired from the Daily Wire. She's lost a lot of money because she's willing to say, I hate them all, and they're all satanic pedophiles. Which is bad. I don't agree with it, but I always respect, I would agree with that. I think the actions of the government of the state of Israel has done more to increase anti-Semitism than anything else. And I know white liberal women are starting to follow her, and I don't care for it. That's not to say that, anti-Semitism is like the fault of, Israel's actions are bad. You still shouldn't be anti-Semitic, but when one nation that is an ethno-state very clearly controls the government of another nation, it's a bad look, is all I'm saying. Okay? It's a bad look. I would agree that is stupid that you're halfway to being an anti-Semite because of Israel. The actions of Benjamin Netanyahu obviously do not reflect the entirety of the population of Israel alone, let to mention actual Jewish people. I say actual, they're Jewish people in Israel too. But their actions does not reflect on Jewish people everywhere, many of which don't live in Israel, many of which oppose the actions of Israel. Okay? That's stupid. Don't say you're an anti-Semite for any reason. That's fucking stupid. That's fucking retarded. I'm going to say it on this stream. I don't give a shit. You can dislike the actions of a government without disliking the people, okay? Not to say there's not plenty of fucking psychos in Israel, but it is what it is. Strongly disagree. The governor of Israel would certainly like you to conflate the two here, so maybe don't do it. That's what I'm... Just to be very, very clear about this, because everyone gets... the people of Israel support their problem. I'm not even smart enough to get into this, but let's talk about it. There's a lot of people in Israel who broadly, 61% of Israeli men broadly supporting taking down Hamas. Okay? I don't even disagree with that, to be entirely honest with you. And the people of Israel, if they have an issue with Hamas or something of that nature, I don't blame them. October 7th was bad. That was a bad thing that happened, okay? That doesn't mean the actions of Israel are good, okay? It doesn't mean the actions of Israel are good, but I understand how people there would have a different opinion. I do think we're a fascist country, and I think Israel's a fascist country too. Listen, I'm too stupid to sit here and break down for you the full span of the oldest conflict in the world, okay? But I just will say this, which is, I obviously don't like what Hamas did. What Hamas did was bad. A lot of things Hamas does are bad. They are a natural extension of oppressing a people, okay? When you oppress a people, this bad shit will happen, okay? There's a lot of gangs in America that rise up in economically oppressed black communities. That doesn't mean those gangs are good, that they're doing good things. It's just that when you oppress a people, and black people in America are being fucking oppressed, when you do that, people will react violently. Okay? I don't like it. I wish people didn't react violently, but that's what it is. Bro, I don't care what Hamas does when Gaza is a fenced-in city. And again, I get that. Okay? The actions, that's what I'm saying. The actions of Israel to the people of Gaza, people say it's a genocide. I don't necessarily disagree with that. I don't know the exact definition of genocide, but it's certainly a terrible, terrible thing to do. I know, I'm getting serious all of a sudden, like I actually have fucking opinions. Listen, it was a terrible thing to do, and when you oppress a people like that, they will naturally react violently. It's bad. I don't like it, okay? How do we do this? Because we had Candace Owens on the screen. She attracts the goddamn anti-Semites like moth to a flame. Mr. Beast, let's talk about this guy. Nothing controversial about him. I don't know his real name. I will not be learning. It's literally a genocide. I don't doubt that. But first off, we're never talking about it again because I don't care. But I'm not saying it's not a genocide. I'm simply saying that I don't know exactly what constitutes. I've heard people tell me it's genocide. I've heard people tell me it's not a genocide. Ultimately, whatever word we use for it is just semantics. It is a terrible thing. That's all I really say about it. The larger implications for the region, I don't know. I'm not smart enough to know. But I will say this, okay? You can argue back and forth on like, oh, this person did this country did this, yada, yada, yada. I'll tell you this. The actions of the Israeli government against the people of Gaza are atrocious. They're terrible. They should be condoned by everybody across the world. They're awful, awful, awful stuff to do, and I wish the government didn't support them. Okay? And that's why I blame the uncommitted movement. They're the ones who are at fault. Just crazy. It's crazy how Mogwai does Mogwai have an album called Mr. Beast? It's a pretty good name. What's his deal? He makes Lunchables that have mold on them. LOL. Me getting fucking serious about dumb bullshit. Literally, who cares? While Mr. Beast is on screen, literally, who cares? Mr. Beast. Here's the actual thing I think about Mr. Beast. Okay? Hear me out. He is a pure artist of his time. Like Warhol, Picasso, Basquiat. Okay? True artist. He understood the medium and he went into it. He dropped out of college. Him and like a couple other guys on his team. He dropped out of college and he spent a whole year studying the YouTube algorithm. Trying different things. What if I put the text a little bit more in this corner? What if I make my face a little bit smaller? What if I make this expression? What if my video is 2 minutes and 30 seconds? What if it's 2 minutes and 45 seconds? What if it is about ice cream? What if it's about fire? What if he tried everything until he finally cracked the algorithm. He made the algorithm his bitch. But through it, he became the algorithm. He is not a human with thoughts or feelings. He lives inside a computer. Look at that. Every moment he's like, what can I do to increase viewer engagement? What can I do to get more views so I can sell more of my Airheads candy ripoff thing that I do? I was about to say he sells Prime, and I realized that was Logan Paul. And you're right, Mr. Beast is literally the face of Palantir. 100% agree. He's got the suey eyes. Lunchily is his company. Prime is Logan Paul, who I respect more because he's stupid. Mr. Beast is not stupid. He's actually quite smart that he broke down the algorithm like this. I've never seen his videos. I've never had them recommended to me. Okay? How was the chocolate lamp? Was it any good? I don't know. Because I stole it. Oh, well, that's true. Everything is free if you just steal it and kill anyone who saw it. Lunchily is a dumb name, but that clearly is. I was about to say like ChatGPT created that, and I realized Mr. Beast just has ChatGPT running in his head all the time, and so it was like Lunchily. That sounds like an app that makes you lunch. That sounds like an app where it's a gig economy thing where you give someone $20 and they come over and make you lunch. Next slide. I agree. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Lunchable mixed with Kid Cuisine. Kid Cuisine was good as shit. I'm done with the Beast. Well, the Beast is not done with you, my friend. The Beast is not done with you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have one more person we got to get here because we're trying to start beef. And I think this next person might be the one most likely to actually start this beef. He's very thin-skinned. He's a content creator. He's one of the biggest content creators of all time, and he's easy to bait. His name is, of course, Donald, literally the President Trump. My kids are home. Pray for me. You have kids? Wow. Did you name them Yossarian and Andrews? If so, get their names legally changed. Go do it. This guy is currently the president right now. He is a content creator for all intents and purposes. And I think he won the presidency of the United States through cross-promotion by appearing on the Nelk Boys podcast. I have now seen a few bits of the Nelk Boys. They interviewed Benjamin Netanyahu. They interviewed Donald Trump. Be honest with you, I don't get it. I don't get it. I see some Gen Z stuff and I'm like, this is funny. That Matan Evans show, that's hilarious. The Nelk Boys, but they don't even seem to be trying to be funny. They are all soy. Do you really think he won the presidency because of the Nelk Boys? Not the Nelk Boys individually, but I think they were part of a larger thing. And even this larger system that they were part of, which is this kind of content creation system that just shoves shit in people's faces. I think even that is not the entire reason he won. I think there's other things too, partially due to a lot of problems in the Democratic Party. Don't get me wrong. But again, this program isn't for shitting on the Democrats. A lot of people do that, and it's fine. I didn't know who they were till Adam Friedland either. And the thing about the Nelk Boys that I find fascinating, I don't understand what they're going for entertainment-wise. Like, are they trying to be funny? Or are they trying to, like... I don't know if that's true. Everybody knows. If Kamala had a decent platform and appeared on Zero Podcasts, I think she would have won. Can you tell me right now what her platform was? What do you think her platform was? They never know. They'll always say, like, it's the same thing right-wingers will do. Like, her platform is like, the trans sports. No, she had plenty of policies. She talked about, everyone loves to shit on the DNC, and they don't entirely not deserve it, but this beef did work. Wow. You watched but the Nelk Boys don't even seem, of course, I would never imagine. The Nelk Boys don't seem to be trying to create content that's funny or like interesting. They're just like, I don't get how they became famous. What do people enjoy watching them for? But Nelk Boys, here's what I basically think how the election worked out. First off, it was all cheated and Elon Musk rigged it. But aside from that, the fact that it was even close, started great with her mortgage stuff and reining price gouging, but she didn't stick with it. She never pulled back the positions on the mortgage stuff and the banning the price gouging. Well, she kind of waffled on the price gouging a little bit. Listen, there were a lot of bad moves made in Kamala Harris's campaign. I don't disagree. We didn't even remember he started beef with you. Plus, she basically shifted right-wing with her attitudes towards the border. The Democrats always go far right in the border, and I don't like it very much. But the policies don't matter. Americans don't care about policies. They don't vote on policies. They don't give a shit. They can't even tell you what a policy is. They don't care. The problem we fundamentally had is that people in America, due to systemic issues that are quite beyond any bipartisan issue, are having a tough time of things, okay? Not as tough as everyone's complaining about. People are like, oh, I can't buy a house. And it's like, how many Ubers did you take last week, you fucking idiot? But at the same time, income has not increased with inflation. Less people are buying houses, et cetera, not to mention global warming. The world's bad in a lot of ways. The vibes are off. And so consequently, it was very easy to throw out a sitting government last year. Okay? He did say he was going to make things affordable, and things were unaffordable, even though people's wages had increased along with inflation. Not for everybody, and plenty of people hadn't seen that, and all they knew is eggs were $12 or something like that. Well, here's what... I can't even get into that lamp. You should vote for the Democrats because the Republicans will be worse, and that's it. Voting for someone doesn't mean you endorse anything they do. It doesn't mean you like them. It doesn't mean you like their positions. It's a utilitarian position. Who would you rather protest under? Ask me that, okay? Who got more done for left-wing causes? Okay? Joe Biden actually passing an American Reconstruction Act? Whatever. Anyway, people are idiots. My point here is that incumbent parties across the globe lost big in 2024. Okay? It's very, very hard to get things done in Congress. Give Democrats more seats, they can get more things done. Anyway, as I was saying, fix the economy, we're doomed, we're in a death spiral. We might be. So, incumbent governments across the globe lost last year. And that was because people didn't like the cost of things. They thought things were too expensive. So it was very easy for Donald Trump to do pretty much what he did in 2016 and say, you know, I'm a disruptor. I'm going to get in there and like, you know, it's not leftists' fault Trump won. I find a lot of leftists annoying with their bullshit, but it's not their fault. You're right about that. Donald Trump was able to say, like, I'm the alternative. I'm going to make everything cheap. He just lied to people. But the problem is that when he was president for the last year, it was very disruptive. It was very scary. He handled COVID so terribly. But Americans have short memories. So all his team needed to do was to normalize him, to make him seem like a cool, chill, normal guy. And they pretty successfully did that with Nelk Boys, with all that different shit. You know? I don't know. I don't have the answers for you guys, but I'll tell you this. Stop taking so many goddamn Ubers. I don't know. I got to get out of here. It's 6:32. Does anyone want to call in? If you want to, I'll do like a quick call with somebody. If you want to. Sound off in the comments. If you don't, I'm just going to get the hell out of here. Don't feel like you have to. If you be my bodyguard, I can be your long lost pal. It was his platform. But I mean, what platform? If you talk to these people, and I literally do, like idiot MAGA people, they'll be like, my main policy of his I like is boys are different than girls. They don't know. Platform doesn't matter. Policy doesn't matter. It's just vibes. It is just vibes. All right, guys, I'm going to get on out of here. He ran on no tax end wars and make things cheaper. I mean, maybe some people knew that, and those aren't really policies. Those are kind of vague, like whatever, and they're stupid. Anyway, okay, I'll call you. Let me see how I get you in here. User volume. Let me put my headphones. Can I hear you? Say something.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes. Oh my God, let me turn that down. It's super loud in my headphones. How you doing this fine day?
I'm good. I'm not mad at all. No, I'm just joking.
What would you be mad about? What is there to be mad about in this crazy world?
So, just the same thing we've been talking about for days.
Yes, and I still believe and I support and I continue to believe that people should vote for Democrats. And that doesn't mean I like Democrats. It doesn't mean Democrats are particularly any good. But I think that... No, your turn.
Individual Democrats can be just fine, but I think that I think a lot of people, I think getting rid of the DNC is going to become the new thing.
Getting rid of the what exactly?
Getting rid of the DNC, the establishment.
Oh, sure.
Like,
yes, I think
they're going to have.
Well, it's an interesting thing people have pointed out, and it's true, which is that the Republicans, their federal leadership is way, way, way more liked than anything at the like local and state level. Like nobody Trump endorses really does terribly well. The Republican voters love Trump and don't give a shit about the Republican Party. Democrats are the exact inverse. Democrats tend to like Democratic politicians and hate the Democratic Party because at the federal level, it is obviously wildly corrupt. There is, and you know, I mean, the shit where it's like they threw David Hogg out because he was trying to primary old ass people. They're clinging on to power. I completely am in favor of, and I again, at the end of the day, I think people should vote Democrats. I also think people should volunteer and help primary Democrat progressive candidates. Primaries is where we do these things.
Yeah, I think on the local level, there's much less to criticize. Mm-hmm. But also the right has spent however many years like funneling as much power as possible to the executive, and then they took over the Supreme Court, and then the gerrymandering to get the House. So it does matter who's in federal power, unfortunately. But yeah, I was gonna recommend.
Yes.
Do you ever Theory of Economics?
Have I read Theory of Economics?
Have you ever watched Gary's Economics?
Oh, I have. He's the British guy, right? The British guy kind of talks like this. He
just kind of like spits facts sometimes. He recently did one about like how to convince the people in your life to like vote for like taxing billionaires or whatever. And I thought it made me think of you because it was basically like stop being so mean.
I disagree. I am of the opinion that you should be nice to anyone who's not a Republican, and you should be as mean as possible to Republicans.
He does make a lot of good points, which I know is true about
Maybe
just the massive propaganda. And like these people really like it's the only information they're getting when they're having a rough time is like it's the brown people's fault.
Exactly correct. I mean that because again we have a lot of economic issues, and some of that shit's just vibeflation and vibe session. But there's economic issues. I mean, first off, if everybody in the world could afford food and one person couldn't, we'd have economic issues. Like it doesn't need to be trend based. It can be just broadly. I'd like to move on to bigger and better things. But I forget the point I was even trying to make.
Oh, but that's the thing. You should watch this video because the way he words it is like literally combines how you feel and how I feel. I don't know how to explain it. You'll watch it and then you'll tell me what you.
I'd be curious to watch it. I've seen other stuff he's done before, and I think he's a smart guy, and I think that he comes at it from a place of compassion and not necessarily like ideology. I think his main thing is that, because I see a lot of people and it feels like their main thing is to be communist as opposed to actually making anyone's life better. I think even more than making anyone's life better, he comes at it from a place of like, here's the actual facts, and he worked in finance for a long time, and he knows what he's talking about. So I'd like to watch that.
He lays it out there. He's like, the economy that we have, the way that we built this economy is bad, and it can only end, and everybody knows it. And that's why the right is becoming more fascist. That's why the right is like protecting the billionaires even more.
Exactly.
And that's why the people on the other side are freaking out. And he's like, we're going to have to move to an economy where billionaires aren't.
I have a suggestion.
Oh, someone else is in here now.
Suggestion.
Yes.
You should make you should make a video about Gavin Newsom and JD Vance.
I should. Listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. I am 100% Gavin Newsom pilled, and I know that people, I believe, Lamp, you hate Gavin Newsom, and you're probably right. I think he put homeless people in death camps. I don't know exactly what he did.
Lamp is your biggest fan.
And we love Lamp too, and Lamp loves Gavin Newsom because he's handsome, and in fact they're dating. But I like Gavin Newsom just because he makes Nazis mad. That's the only position I really have. Whoever makes Nazis the most mad, I support.
I mean, his song isn't as big as Hunter, but it'll do.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone could dick mog Hunter.
Oh, dude! First off, a Newsom Hunter ticket in 2020, and here's all you.
Dude, I would vote for Hunter Biden.
Here's all you need. Right?
Yeah, a BGE ticket.
Okay, so we have Gavin Newsom and Hunter Biden, together, and the announcement video. Hunter Biden comes out and goes, "On this ticket, I got the smaller dick." That win in. We're talking Reagan Mondale numbers. They're going to win this goddamn country.
Oh, undoubtedly. Have you been seeing like the racists that are like supporting Gavin just because he has a white family?
I have. That's a dark woke, we're calling it, and they share that picture and then a picture of JD Vance's like half Indian family, and I go,
yeah.
I don't know if I like your methods, but your heart's in the right place.
Yeah, it's all about vibes,
I agree.
They don't like the vibe of JD Vance, and
no one does.
They like the vibe, like.
Anyway,
I'm gonna be checked out.
Okay, I'm gonna check out everybody too. I'm gonna shut down all this bullshit. But thank you all for coming in and hanging out. I agree with all your points. Thanks for calling in. We had some good viewership today. This was a lot of fun, guys. We should do more of these. We love it, and I love you all. Yeah, and remember, guys, Gavin Newsom, if you don't volunteer for his campaign, you